challenge 2, helping DepEd build climate-resilient schools. In my basic education report in January this year, I highlighted the urgent need to build, repair, and maintain school infrastructures to accommodate the growing number of learners all over the Philippines. Unahin ko po muna ang aking mga pagpapasalamat. Baka kasi sa haba ng aking speech ay makalimutan ko. Unahin ko na po ang pagpapasalamat sa Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers Incorporated sa inyong imbitasyon sa akin na dumalo sa inyong National Convention and Technical Conference. Dahil sa pamamagitan po ng inyong imbitasyon ay nabigyan ako ng pagkakataon na umuwi po dito sa Davao at umuwi sa bahay namin. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. At syempre, makita ko kung paano kinakain ng anay yung bahay namin ngayon. Alam niyo po, yung bahay namin, hindi na matapos-tapos yung problema sa anay. Wala po bang engineering solution ang anay? Dahil hindi siya kaya ng pest control. Baka merong engineering control ang anay. Kanina po ay nabanggit ni Secretary Bonoan na ang membership ng civil engineers sa buong bansa is approximately 100,000. Noong nabanggit niya na 100,000 ang civil engineers sa buong bansa, ang naisip ko kaagad, nandito sa kwarto na ito, sa hall na ito, ang solusyon sa kakulangan ng doktor sa ating bansa. Alam niyo po bakit? Kasi po, civil engineers, tayo po yung mga lawyers, doctors, engineers, yan po yung medyo mataas yung kapasidad sa earning income, di po ba, mga engineers. At, hindi, di ba? Pero, nandito pa rin yung solusyon. Dahil magagawa tayo ng kota sa inyo. Kailangan natin ng engineers, yes. Pero, pag nagkasakit ang engineer, kailangan din natin ng doktor. Kaya gagawa tayo ng agreement ng kota dito na ang unang anak ninyo, pipilitin ninyo maging doktor. Because, nung narinig ko na sinabi ni Secretary Bonoan na 100,000, assuming na lang na equally spread out ang civil engineers per province, ay assume lang natin, that's approximately 1,200 civil engineers per province sa ating bansa. At ang unang anak ninyo ay doktor, so that's approximately 1,200 doctors per province. At para naman hindi mamatay yung civil engineering profession, yung pangalawang anak ninyo ay civil engineer. Nandito po sa inyong mga kamay, nasa inyong mga kamay po ang solusyon ng kakulangan ng ating mga medical professionals. At huwag na po kayong magdahan-dahan sa mga bata, sa mga anak ninyo. Huwag na kayong magdahan-dahan, diretsuhin nyo na, ikaw anak, doktor ka, ikaw anak, civil engineer ka. Dahil ganun din naman po ang ginawa sa akin ng aking magulang, lalong-lalo na ng aking tatay. Sinabihan niya ako from a very young age until naging nag-aral ako ng college hanggang nag-aral na ako ng postgraduate ko. Sinabi niya sa akin, hindi ka tao kung hindi ka doktor o abogado. Ganyan po ang ginawa ng tatay ko sa akin. Kaya huwag na po kayong magdahan-dahan pagdating sa edukasyon ng inyong mga anak. Meron kasing iba, hindi, kung anong gusto niya, okay na yan. Pero pagdating po sa edukasyon, sa tingin ko po, non-negotiable po yun. Sabihan po natin, i-guide natin ang mga anak natin. Doktor ka anak, civil engineer ka anak. Ganun po yung pinalakihan ko. Kaya ako po, noong nagtapos ako ng undergraduate ko, nasa isip ko talaga na kailangan ko maging doktor o kailangan ko maging abogado. Nung yun ako muna yung pagiging doktor, nung hindi ako naging successful doon at nahirapan ako, lumipat kaagad ako sa pagiging abogado para makauwi ako sa bahay namin dito sa Davao City. Dahil nga, sinabi ng tatay ko, hindi ka tao, hindi ka makakauwi dito sa bahay na ito kung hindi ka uuwing doktor o abogado. Ganyan po ang importance na binigay ni former President Rodrigo Duterte sa edukasyon. We are faced with multifaceted and complex challenges that demand innovative and interdisciplinary approaches. As civil engineers, you have the power to create a harmonious balance between human ingenuity and the natural world, ensuring that our structures not only withstand the forces of nature, but also enhance the well-being of our communities. Civil engineers in disaster response and restoration. I reinforce the imperative set forth by our PIE's National President, Engineer Flores. The role of our civil engineers is paramount in fortifying communities against environmental degradation and disasters. Beyond designing and maintaining the built environment, civil engineers must actively engage in national discourse, influence disaster management, and participate in restoration efforts. This call to action aligns with the government's vision to unite the building and construction industries in creating a stronger, more resilient future for our people. The recent 6.8 magnitude earthquake in the provinces of Sarangani and Davao Oriental underscores the urgent need for robust seismic preparedness and resilient infrastructure. It highlights the imperative for communities and authorities to prioritize and implement measures to mitigate earthquake risks in vulnerable regions. I challenge Filipino engineers to be more proactive in designing adaptation plans and participating in disaster response and restoration efforts. The challenge 2, helping DepEd build climate-resilient schools. In my basic education report in January this year, I highlighted the urgent need to build, repair, and maintain school infrastructures to accommodate the growing number of learners all over the Philippines. Earthquakes, typhoons, landslides, flooding, and armed conflicts devastate our schools and diminish our children's access to quality education. We have close to 200,000 schools needing major and minor repairs and more than 20,000 set for condemnation. Civil engineers must take a proactive stance and champion the development of resilient school infrastructure. Incorporating innovative designs and construction methods is crucial for ensuring the resilience of our educational facilities in the face of disasters. Building climate-resilient schools protects our teachers and learners in the event of natural disasters. They will help keep students from falling behind academically or losing ground altogether. Ultimately, investing in schools that can withstand the effects of weather can increase economic output by preparing the next generation of Filipinos to contribute to the country's economic growth and development. Challenge 3 is sustainability. I urge PIEs to upskill our professionals to create resilient designs. Continuous technical education and training programs can empower engineers with the latest techniques, technologies, and global insights while implementing international standards, can enrich their knowledge, and expose them to cutting-edge practices. Promoting these recent innovations in higher education and our STEM strand in senior high school is equally essential. Integrating modules on disaster-resilient engineering ensures that future civil engineers with a comprehensive understanding of the unique challenges of the Philippine landscape. This holistic approach fosters a culture of preparedness and innovation within the profession. The Department of Education is currently reviewing the curriculum of grades 11 and 12, and I invite the Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers Incorporated to participate in submitting your comments to the curriculum for grades 11 and 12. I acknowledge the vital role of our civil engineering institutions, represented here by your professors and your student members. You represent the future of this profession and challenge you to develop your technical expertise and embrace a holistic perspective, drawing upon insights from diverse fields such as architecture, urban planning, environmental science, and social sciences. Please promote sustainable design concepts such as energy efficiency, water conservation, and water management. Armed with innovation, collaboration, and a shared commitment, let our actions resonate beyond this convention. We can navigate environmental hazards and human-induced threats through an effective disaster resilience model, tapping into various agencies and fostering collaboration for a comprehensive approach. Embrace the challenges I have just relayed to you as builders and rebuilders of our nation. Let this gathering be a catalyst for transformative ideas, a platform for forging interdisciplinary partnerships, and a springboard for shaping a more resilient and sustainable future for our beloved homeland. Kahapon po ay nasa Catanduanes at Sorsogon ako dahil nag-turnover kami ng mga classrooms sa mga last mile schools. Ang Last Mile Schools po ay programa ng Department of Education ng mga maliliit na eskwelahan, multi-grade schools in GIDA areas, geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas. Nandun po kami sa Virac, sa Gigmoto, sa Catanduanes, at lumipat kami sa Sorsogon, sa Donsol. Doon po namin tinurn over ang mga classrooms at kinausap po namin yung mga teachers. And at the same time, doon sa Sorsogon, nandoon din ang convention ng mga accountants, ng PICPA. Nandoon sila lahat, ang dami nila. Sabi ko sa mayor ng Sorsogon, Ma'am, Mayor, nandito sa iyo ang mga nagkakwenta ng pera. Bukas po, nasa Davao ako, nandoon po sa amin ang mga gumagastos ng pera. Ang mga civil engineers. Noong ako po ay mayor, ito po yung market namin sa tourism sector namin. Tinatarget namin ang meetings, incentives, conventions, and exhibit market. Yung mga iba't ibang grupo na pumupunta sa iba't ibang lugar para mag-convention. Ito po yung market na tinarget namin para sa aming tourism sector. Bakit po? At ito po yung sinabi ko din kahapon sa mga accountants doon sa Sorsogon City. Dahil ito po yung pinakamabilis na paraan na magpasok ng bagong pera sa isang lugar. Dahil po, inaanyaya namin kayo na habang kayo ay nandito sa syudad ng Davao ay gumastos po kayo. Mamayang gabi po, sigurado ako marami pong mag-iimbita sa ating mga kalalakihan na mag-inuman. At sigurado po ako ay hanapin kayo ng mga asawa ninyo. Buti na po yung pag-uwi ninyo, may dala-dala po kayong suha, Davao t-shirt, Davao chocolate, at lahat na yon. Sabihin mo, ay hindi ko nasagot ang tawag mo dahil bumili ako ng pasalubong para sa iyo. Nagpapasalamat po kami sa Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers sa suporta niyo po sa syudad ng Davao. Mga kababayan, patuloy po tayo maging matatag tungo sa pagtaguyod ng isang bansang makabata at mga batang makabansa. Ang lahat po ng ginagawa natin ay para sa Diyos, sa bayan at sa pamilyang Pilipino. Syukran.